for this meeting. The idea is to bring all of us together so that we can have a common front. So we are here with our leaders to discuss and agree on the best way forward. We have so many associations, but there is this simple adage that says, if you want to go far, you go together. And if you want to go fast, you go alone. But we want to go as far as we could to be able to salvage some of the major challenges confronting us as pastoralists in Nigeria. That is why we are here together. 16 major pastoralist associations are here, ranging from the bigger ones to those that we believe are adding value to the national discourse. We did not invite those that are just based at the local government level. We have associations here that have national spirit. They have branches all over the country. That is why if we are able to come together and agree on issues that can salvage this, the challenges we are facing as a country and as pastoralists, we believe we can go together. First of all, by way of introduction, I am sure for emphasis, I will only introduce our fathers that are here, then I will go to the Pastoralist Association and then their presidents, their leaders. In our midst, we have an elder statesman, 2 elder statesmen here, former governors, our fathers, whom we are all proud of. They have been instrumental in so many successes we have recorded as pastoralists in this country, and they have also been instrumental in developing their own states where they actually come from. First, I will introduce His Excellency, our father, Alhaji Umar Ganduje, the immediate past governor of Kano State. Baba, you are welcome. Seated very close to him is the former governor of Bauchi State, former minister, former this, former that. But one thing we cannot say former is not former Fullo, a Fullo forever. His Excellency Alhaji Yuguda, you are most welcome. And I think I am caught napping, but I'm sure you are going to forgive me. He is going to introduce himself.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala. Indian Abubakar Sahabo, Ipullo, and inshallah, Omeni Pullo, Oshaki Pullo, Oshaki Pula, Haja, Ucha, and the Underman, Karibi Sadari. And okay, the Sarah.
Japama Lasini, before somebody will accuse me of not speaking full today. Japama. The president of Mieti Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, obviously the biggest pastoralist association in the country, Alhaji Baba Osman Gezama is right here with us. And our sister, mother to so many, a very passionate, full woman leader, Dr. Amatu Abarshi. She's here with us. I don't want to say much, but I'm sure if you go through the archives, you can see or can know what she has gone through and what she has been doing. But one thing I can tell you is, this is a pastoralist who grew up in the rural with cows, goats, hens, everything. She rose to the position of head of department of electrical electronic engineering in the higher institution in this country. It's not a small thing. PhD holder, you are most welcome. In fact, we have a lot to learn from you. You are most welcome. And at the extreme corner is a guru who has succeeded in informing the whole country and beyond of what Kano State government has been doing to transform the state positively. The former commissioner for information, if I'm not mistaken. Sir, you might help us with that so that for emphasis.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Malam Muhammad Darab. Thank you.
You are welcome, sir. Then I'm going to proceed straight to all the associations that we have invited here. If I call the association, if you are the national president, if you stand up, I'm sure I'm going to call your name. I have introduced Baba Usman Geldama from ETL Cattle Breeders Association. Those of us from ETL, you can raise your hands here for recognition. Even though I know almost everybody is from ETL, you are most welcome. I can see the National Secretary, National Director, so many of them. You are most welcome. Tabuk and Flaku are here, fully represented. They are present in Nigeria, it's no other than His Excellency Alhaji Isa Yuguda. You are most welcome, sir. The Acting National Secretary is also here, Dr. Also, and I can saw another gentleman there, they are also from Capital Club International. We dispatched invitation to come and whatever, I'm not sure if somebody is here. Baba? Not at all. Okay. Yeah, anyway, they are invited. Then we have Bajo Kulabu, Muhammad M. Lamido, and one other person. You are most welcome. Then we have Allah Fulbe Development Association, Dr. Ibrahim is here. You are welcome with Haji Dauda, you are also welcome. We also have Fudeko, Barisa Arifi is here representing them. You are most welcome, sir. And then we have the Fulbe Global Development and Rights Initiatives. There are so many here, and I have the honor to be the President General. Most of you here seated here are my members, including His Excellency. You are welcome, sir. And we also have Farmers Herders Initiative for Peace and Development. Hassan Omar is representing them here. It's an NGO that has gone far in resolving conflict in Kaduna, Plateau, Benue, and so many other states. With footprints in Kenya, Nigeria, Uganda, they have contributed their quota. So they are part of us in this meeting. We also have, we have invited Pare, but Dr. Salim Omale, who has been part and parcel of all the challenges we are facing. In fact, he was part of the committee that His Excellency graciously sponsored to look at the challenges of the pastoralists some few months ago. He is right now in Saudi Arabia, that is why he is not here. We have invited Correct, but Isabella Tukuri is on his way coming. He's fully aware because he also has a role here to play, he's on his way. We also have Elita Kulabu. Alhaji Muhammad Rivindako is also here representing them. They are mostly in the Sahel, including our own country here. And maybe you will agree with me that he's also a royal father, but I don't know his title. I don't want to make a mistake. Okay, let you work out as well. He's from Kano State. Then we have Bandira Youth Development Association, because we don't want to keep the youth away from what we are doing. Their president, Murtala Jafar Jude, is also here. He came with another member of the association. You are welcome. We also have John Dedem Fulbe Development Association. They are also invited. So they are okay, they are represented here. Then they own the Fulbe themselves, our mothers. They are here fully represented. You can see them. They are here to ensure that whatever we are going to discuss, their own perspective is fully carried alone. So by way of introduction, this is where we are, and these are the few associations we have invited. If I omit anyone, please, you can. Abdul Karim is also here. He's also representing, what is the name of that organization? Lawal Tulaku, you are welcome. Fusadan, you are officially here. I don't know why I did not call you. Barista Alaku, you are welcome.
Also, Jamaica Fulbe Development Association.
You are most welcome. So, Your Excellencies and invited ladies and gentlemen, these are the associations that are here to discuss the way forward for the pastoralists. Let me not be accused of forgetting gentlemen of the press, and that includes the ladies. You are most welcome. Thank you for coming and thank you for accepting our invitation. At this juncture, I will be going straight Going to item number 3 straight, which is the welcome address by His Excellency Malam Isa Yuguda, Foreign Capital Club Nigeria Limited. Za mu baiwa shi babanmu tsohon gwamnan jihar Bauchi, Malam Isa Yuguda, domin ya mana barka da zuwa. I skipped one very important introduction. My brother from Plateau State, who has been the forefront of maintaining peace in one of the most volatile local government in Plateau State from our local government, Alaji Zakari, is with us. You are welcome, sir. We appreciate your coming and we believe that your perspective will also enrich the discourse. You are most welcome. Thank you so much. At this juncture, I will hand over to His Excellency Malam Isa Yuguda for his welcome address. Sir, Bismillah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Our elder statesman, our father, senior brother, Excellency Kanduji, immediate past governor of Kano State. My own brother, President of the entire Association. Other distinguished gentlemen and ladies on the high table here, we call it the high table, because on this side, Presidents, Secretaries General, Fulani associations are invited today to this meeting. Youth leaders of various organizations, associations, came together with their principals, distinguished members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I'll start by offering prayers to the Almighty Allah and thanking Him for making it possible for us to assemble here today to interact, to socialize, get to know one another, and of course, try to rationalize why we are here, and also underscore the importance of why we are here. So today, I can call it the inaugural meeting of the coalition of Fulani associations. We asked ourselves, why coalition? Why coalition? Why? I believe everybody will appreciate that there is an absolute need to come together. As the saying goes, united we stand, divided we fall. Given the circumstance on the ground. And as a coalition, it's not about our interests as a Fulbe, but the interests of the larger Nigeria, that is our country, including the close to 500 tribal groups. Because what is good for us should be and must be also good for other tribal tribes in Nigeria, with whom we are cohabiting. And we are very much aware that as Fulbe, for some of us, or for most of you, who know the history of the Fulbe, you must know, at least all of you here educated, we know our history. And when it comes to numbers, for some of us that have walked around the country almost all the 36 states. We know that in every nook and cranny of Nigeria, including of course the creeks in the Delta, you find the Fulani, majority of whom are the pastoralists. Very few are technocrats engaged in maybe oil business or other businesses who are more like the sedentary Fulani. So in recent times, maybe for the past 90 years, or even more, and of course right from history, we are very much aware that the Fullo, Guro, Olade has been challenged, either knowingly or unknowingly, consciously or unconsciously. Probably he may not have realized the importance of him and his people joining the civilization that was confronting Nigeria, and everybody was benefiting from it. That is Western education. And you should also know that the pastoralists, who are the cattle rearers, the cattle herders, they have a very strong history in this country. Not only the history of being part of the Sokoto Caliphate, and of course, history of cohabiting peacefully with communities all over Nigeria, because they move around to seek for pastures, greener pastures, for themselves, and of course their animals. So peace has been of paramount importance to the Fulani. It's a very peaceful person. And today we start asking our questions. Why the metamorphosis from that peaceful man with his own stick, and probably machetes that he uses in cutting fodder for his animal, is carrying AK-47 all over the place to defend himself. And some, of course, that have veered off the way, they use that weapon to engage in armed robbery. And you are very much aware that what oil is to Nigeria today is what Jangali was to Nigeria way back in 1907 when Yuguda completed the conquest of northern Nigeria. The only tax window for taxation that was available to the white man then was the Jangali. That is what started, that was the oil of Nigeria. That's what started the administration, that's what started building of roads, building of schools, etc., until gradually, by 1914, the amalgamation, agricultural products contributed substantially to the revenue of government, including, of course, that of the Jangali. And if that is the Fulani man for Nigeria, who has done so much, and since then, he has been providing beef for Nigerians, the main source of protein, because I don't think at any point in time, Nigeria has ever imported beef. So every day, maybe up to 100,000 or even more cattle are slaughtered for Nigerians to feed as protein. So we can see the white man didn't care to get them educated. They are all involved in transhumance. That is, the dry season, they move down south, especially this Abuja. The entire Abuja was a grazing area. And attest to that. Our senior brother here can attest to that because all of us were here in Abuja way back in 1986, 87, when we only had Abuja as Area 1, Section 1, Area 1, Section 2, Area 11, and that's all about Abuja. And we saw we were cohabiting every maybe 50 to 100 meters you go, you see a ruga, that is the settlement of the full law with animals. And these Fulanis, they come from up north during the dry season to graze their animals here because there is abundance of water and also grass for them to eat. Also from here, some of them ventured down south. So you can see that the only facilities that were available during the colonial period was the cattle routes, which they made sure they gazetted, and you dare not venture into a cattle route either to settle down or convert it to farmland. And they established the Federal Veterinary Research, National Veterinary Research Center in Gom for the purpose of purely the Fulani. So that's where vaccines are manufactured. And you can see the technology of the 30s or the 40s that was in that form is still the same technology, no input, no changes, obsolete equipment, and they are still managing. So the white man also ensured that he created areas. I think our national president, Yeti Allah, is very, very knowledgeable on the issue of the routes, and of course the reserves that were created by the white man and made into law. They are all gazetted as reserves for the project. But for any right-thinking person, of course, action or inaction of government, simply we blame, well, the governments, because there is no how with population growth. In the 60s, we were 60 million. That's the census. But today, we are talking about 200 and something million human beings. So you can see that the cattle routes, have been encroached because of, population growth. The grazing areas also have been dominated, have been taken over either for habitation or for farming, farmlands. And those engaged in the transhumans, they knew this is their roots and this is their grazing area, and all of a sudden they discovered that it's all about farmland, or of course, maybe habitation. So that was the beginning. And let me also assure you that the first injustice that was done to the full law is by the white man. Because the taxes of Jangali is tax on capital. And you can only tax profits, not capital. Because the 90 is the capital. But they say they pay tax on capital, which is injustice. So you can see right from day one, the injustice started. And nothing in return. But if I'm taxed, I should have something to my own benefit. Not about cattle route or grazing reserves. At least in return, they would have introduced a system of educated people. So that by today, it can be a different story altogether. But we are all part and parcel of this history. Because I'm trying to appreciate the history of our people and why we find ourselves where we are today. And also there is one other thing about our people, which we must correct. Our population, we are hitting almost 40 million in Nigeria, or even more. But today, I'm assuring you, we are the most disorganized tribal organization, or tribe, in the country. Out of the close to about 500 tribes, highly disorganized, and of course, we are almost like on one another's throats. If you see one of your brother progressing, you become sad and try to bring him down. That's the general observation. And I'm very much aware, even our own echoes as we are, His Excellency, the Governor of Kano, former Governor of Kano, senior brother, has been investing because I took over capital Fulani from him. That is the president of Nigeria. And he has been investing, just like myself, I've been trying to bring the Fulani together. He's been trying to do that. And even as we sit here, some might even imagine that these guys, what do they want again? They are empire builders. They want to bring the coalition so that they utilize it probably or ostensibly to pursue their own maybe personal self-aggrandizement. But that is not it. That is not it. We are the most profiled tribe in Nigeria. And we know that. We know our children have been engaged in robbery. We know that. We know that they have been engaged in cattle crossing. But along with other tribal groups. How they develop into that is another subject matter altogether that is to be studied by us, because we have to come up with a study group that can, tell us to our faces or present to us why did it happen. Why from somebody that would flag, would shantene, and of course, well-cultured, will be an animal today. Because we have to know why, otherwise we may not survive. Because if everybody sees you as a killer, as somebody who can slaughter a person any minute, where are we? And we have seen the experience of it. And very certainly, in the bushes today, we have kidnappers. A substantial percentage of them are black people. But all Nigerians are involved. Other criminal gangs, some with religious coloration, we have the Boko Haram, they are in the bush. We have the Ashishwa, they are in the bush. We have also the ISIS, and of course including the Shia, I was made to understand. They are in the bushes, engaged in kidnapping. And some of them robbery. But from my own personal experience with interacting with some of these groups in the bush, the groups that I interacted with are not robbers. They are not Boko Haram. They are not Ishwan. They are not Shia. But they are Fulani ethnic militia. Those are the ones I went to see inside the bushes of Zamfara. And why do I call them ethnic militia? These are guys that their parents were slaughtered and they are burials. Their wives were slaughtered, their children were slaughtered. So it has been a conflict because we are between the so-called Ansar-Gai of Hausa extraction and of course the Fulani, who most of them innocent. Their villages were raided, their cattle were rustled, and of course they have not been at hand but to pick up guns and go into the bush and start fighting. So if they get to know that the Fulani man has been kidnapped, they also kidnap. And of course, some of them became tempted to go into, of course, robbery, because they realize the lucrative. These are not the guys that are educated. So we have the Fulani militia. Now, do you think as a divided people, with 20 or 30 associations, will we be taken seriously by any institution, either local or international, for seeking of intervention to assist the full law to grow out of the problem that is confronted with? And which is why, of course, we thought it is much appropriate, especially given the fact that we are challenged now. His Excellency has sponsored a national conference on the harder farmers, and the document is ready for presentation to Mr. President. And I believe that should be our own working document because it harmonizes all the previous reports on conflicts and also about pastoralism and pastoralism in the country. And of course, it will serve as our working document. And of course, we also thought very well, if we go like this, we want the cattle rearers to settle down. In Benue, we have seen the experience where all of them were asked to pack out of Benue State. And of course, the Fulani associations, many as they are more like useless bulldog. They can only back. And this is the result of their partitioning yourself into bits and pieces. We have so many senior Fulani elders in this country that along with the association, it can make a difference. And we are in a democracy. Democracy is all about lobbying. And if you think you can go solo, or you think that Yuguda or ElanzaTV, they want to be empire leaders, you are making a mistake. We are grateful to God that we've been able to be of service to our entire nation. He has been the pioneer director now in the FCT, way back in the 80s. And he has been a member of the Constitutional Assembly and several other things. And there is nowhere he can step without a door being open for him to discuss his problem. And I don't know how many of us here, heads of these associations, who Allah has given that kind of window. It might be very difficult. For me, certainly, I have ministered for 6 years. I have also governed for 8 years. And I've been part of corporate Nigeria. Why can't I be of use to my own, to this problem? Because Mr. President is confronted with this problem. And he's inherited this problem. And since the time of our campaigns, we have been discussing with him on this issue. And he has been absolutely interested in the project and the program of the settlement. And he has committed himself to intervening. And this time around, very serious intervention to get the Fulani man settled. If you are ranching, are you going to ranch in the air? No. There must be land. And now all over the country they say, you Fulani, you don't have land. You are all strangers. We have seen it in Zapara, where the Fulanis that have settled for over 200 years, their great-grandparents, since the time of Osman Fokojo, they are told to park out of that place. I know personally I've settled over 100,000 families from Zapara State. And there they are today in Taraba State. And the stigma of God, that banditry, that the Zamfara Fulbe and the Sulubawa are the bandits. So the end result is that they are being killed by chicken in Zamfara, in Taraba. And we have all the association heads, especially in China and our food cell. We've been fed with information of the killings, and we'll be reporting to the security agencies. But this time around, just like after the Second World War, there was the Marshall Plan. And we have seen similar interventions in Nigeria, where we had the militants in the south were giving that kind of amnesty, and of course settled down. The kinetic approach to the present crisis involving the food today, it cannot fly. A non-kinetic approach has to be adopted. We have to reach out to these people and know who they are. Study their psychology and see how we can get resolved. And not only that, our Hausa brothers, our other ethnic groups that have been affected by this conflict, also we also have to reach out to them to know the degree to which injury and destruction of lives and properties on their own part, too, area by area, so that when we come to report to government and there are palliatives for them and how to settle them down, at least there should be justice and peace. So we are not talking about, we are here as a coalition to drive the project of ensuring peace and stability. And everybody in Nigeria is aware it is the full load, it is the full load. Every meeting you hear, if there is any crime committed by any tribal group in Nigeria, they will say it's the Hassan. You've heard it over and over. Even senior Nigerians that are not of Fulani extraction have alluded to that. And which is very, very unfortunate because they don't know the past. So we owe it a duty as a senior citizens to tell our colleagues who are senior Nigerians, and this is the true story behind the Fulani. And there is absolute need for now. So I do as somebody who is a listening president, is somebody who is concerned about the progress of our country, and is concerned about the life of the full law, and the need, of course, to settle him down, so that the economy around him can be harnessed. Because the Nike itself, there is nothing to waste. In fact, me probably, and not just about 1/10 of the value of one person, a bull or a cow. All this is, but of course, with time, if by the grace of God we are able to achieve what we want to achieve, and form ourselves into a strong, united, family, and we'll be seen with the respect that we deserve. And when we talk, groups, individuals, multilateral agencies, governments at the local level, at the state level, and at the federal level will listen to us. So it's important that we thought it is wise and timely, because we cannot afford to delay this, coalition. Take themselves together and pursue the agenda of how to settle the Fulani, and how to change the narrative, how to change the perception. And if they are settled, how do we get them educated? The coalition is not about venturing into or interacting with the aims and objectives of either Netala or Capital Club or Bible Club, and so on and so on. Nobody is interested in what you are doing. The coalition is not interested in your aims and objectives. Pursue your aims and objectives. But we know that if we don't come together as an association, as a coalition, we are not going to achieve anything. So, and the vehicle through which the government is going to intervene is based on the report that is going to receive from us, and that is the report of His Excellency. So, like I said, it's a report that captures, and you will be shown that those who came to go out part of the complex, you will be shocked. Highly respected professors from the southern part of the country. Nobody amongst them, from the southwest, from the southeast, from the south, you have all here from various universities. No one among them that did not express sympathy for what is going on with the Fulani. It is only the politicians who will wake up and say, absolutely. They woke up and say, kill us. What's it all about? Create problems for Nigeria. But it is high time we find a solution. The previous government could not find a solution, and Shivaji is prepared to. And he needs our cooperation. The only way we can cooperate is through this freedom. Because I don't know if the president can deal with 20 or 30 associations. So I think with this short remarks, we hear more from senior brother here, also the president of the brother. So I thank you very much.